Now, welcome once more again, my people. We are doing the second video about the second most popular type of visa to migrate to the United States, which is H-1B visa. So under H-1B visa, I will be trying to look at these particular aspects. What is H-1B visa? The definition. Who qualifies for this particular type of visa, H-1B visa? Then, what are the eligibility that you are supposed to meet for you to be given the H-1B visa? Then finally, what are the requirements that you are supposed to submit for you to be able to be granted this particular visa? Therefore, we go straight on to start looking at what is H-1B. But then remember, we are saying that for you to be able to get this, hit the subscription note, subscribe on our channel, like, share, comment, so that you are able to get this particular information as we upload more videos about the USA visa, the various types of visas, what are the various eligibility criteria, what are the various requirements that you're supposed to meet as a person. And remember, this is the best USA visa talking matters channel in East and Central Africa. Therefore, stay around and let us do this together as we unravel each and every detail in smaller portions to bring it at the comfort of your home. Not only that, but also in the comment section of each and every video, there is something to read. There is something to gain information from. So apart from watching the video, always learn to run to the comment section and read and get the links to various organizations sponsoring these various types of visas like H-1B. I will be posting a link in the comment section about the various organizations that are eligible to sponsor you or to give you what H-1B visa in the comment section. Therefore, stick around and let us do this together. We start by trying to define what is H-1B visa. So H-1B visa is a non-immigrant visa that allows US employers to hire foreign workers in especially occupations that have scarce employees in the United States from other countries to come and work in the United States. So these occupations are those that typically require bachelor's degree or higher in a specific field. So the H-1B visa is particularly popular among professionals in fields such as technology, engineering, healthcare, finance, and also education. So anybody who meets this particular requirements, then you are eligible to be given what? That is the first criteria, yeah, for you to be given H-1B. Now, eligibility for an H-1B visa. So to be eligible for an H-1B visa, both the applicant, who is the worker, and the sponsoring employer must meet specific criteria. So the first one, for the applicant, who is the worker, educational requirement. The applicant must have at least a bachelor's degree or its equivalent in the specific specialty for him or her to be able to be employed in the United States. So in some cases, relevant work experience may substitute for the degree, and 3 years of experience equals 1 year of education. So in some cases, relevant work experience may come in to substitute what? The degree. Specialty occupation. The job must be a specialty type of occupation, meaning it requires specialized knowledge, yeah, specialization, yeah, and standardization for one to be given what? This particular job, and a bachelor's degree or higher in a specific field. Common fields for H-1B will include IT, engineering, finance, education. We have teachers who are here teaching in the United States on H-1B visa, mathematics, and more. Licensing requirement. So in some professions such as law or medicine, the applicant may need to have specific licenses or certification to practice in the United States, e.g. medical board certification. Now, so those are the requirements for what you're calling what? For the employee. Now, what are the eligibility for the employer? Employer sponsor. The employer must be a USA entity that is willing to hire a foreign worker in a specific occupation. That is the first eligibility for the employer. Then labor condition application, LCA, labor condition application. So the employer must file an LCA, labor condition application, with the US Department of Labor, DOL, D-O-L, yeah, what you're calling what, the US Department of Labor, attesting to the fact that they will pay the prevailing wage for the position and that the working conditions will not adversely affect other workers. So that is the second requirement for the employer, or the second eligibility. Then also the employer must be able to offer employment. So the employer must provide a formal job offer in the specialty occupation and agree to sponsor the applicant for the visa. Now, H-1B visa process. So the employer first of all will file a labor condition application, LCA. The employer must submit an LCA to the US Department of Labor before filing the H-1B petition. So the labor condition application, which is LCA, ensures that the employer will meet wage and working condition requirements. So that is the first reason as to why the employer must file what you're calling what? A labor condition application. Apart from that, employer files the H-1B petition. Now this is the second stage. After obtaining the satisfied LCA, the employer submits a petition from I-129 to USA Citizenship and Immigration Services, along with the supporting documents such as the employee's resume, academic qualifications, and the job offer. So those ones now will be submitted to the United States of America Immigration Department. Now, H-1B lottery, if it is applicable. Due to high demand, there is often a cap on the number of H-1B visas issued each fiscal year. Currently 65,000 regular visas and 20,000 additional visas for the applicants with the US master's degree or higher. Now, if the number of applications exceeds the cap, then we are saying that the US the US Department of Immigration will hold a random lottery to select petitions for processing. So some employers like universities or non-profit research organizations are exempted from the cap. So for them, they can go ahead and hire without doing the lottery. Approval and visa issuance. Once the United States Department of Immigration approves the petition, the applicant can apply for a visa at a US consulate or embassy in their home country, and if approved, the applicant can enter the United States of America and begin working for the sponsoring employer. So that is the procedure. But then, apart from this, I will also be posting that particular information in the comment section as the first comment. So ensure you go in the comment section, as we've always said, and learn about that. How long? Duration of staying on H-1B visa. So the initial duration of stay for an H-1B visa is up to 3 years. The visa can be extended for a maximum of 6 years. After the 6 years, the individual must leave the USA for at least 1 year before they are eligible to apply for a new H-1B visa, unless they are in the process of obtaining a green card, and then you can be allowed to stay. Now, exceptions. If the applicant is in the process of applying for a permanent residency, what you're calling a green card, they may be eligible for an extension beyond the 6-year limit in certain situations. H-1B visas for citizens of Singapore and Chile as part of free trade agreement have different processing rules. So if you come from Singapore and Chile, your process will be different with other countries. Then apart from that, who qualifies for an H-1B visa? Educational qualifications. Applicants must have at least a bachelor's degree or higher or equivalent experience in the specialty of occupation. Apart from that, we are also saying the job requirements. So the job offered by the employer must require a specialized knowledge or a degree in a specific field. Common industries include technology, software engineers, IT professionals, system analysts. Then we are talking about the healthcare, that is doctors, nurses, medical researchers, depending on the state's licensing requirement. Then we are talking about engineering, electrical engineers, civil engineers, mechanical engineers. These are people who fall under engineering. We are talking about finance, accountants, financial analysts, actuaries. Other fields will include education, lawyers, architects, university professors, scientists, and many more. So employer sponsor. So the US employer must have a legitimate need for a foreign worker in a specialized occupation and be willing to sponsor the employee. So the employer must also meet wage and working condition requirements set by the Department of Labor. Additional requirement, prevailing wage requirement. The employer must pay the employee at least the prevailing wage for the position in the geographical area where the work will be performed. So this will ensure that the foreign worker does not undercut wages for US workers. Now, specialty occupation. So the job must require a minimum of a bachelor's degree or equivalent in specialized field. Routine or entry-level jobs generally do not require or do not qualify for the H-1B visa. CAP exemptions, some employers such as non-profit organizations, universities, and government research institutions are exempted from the H-1B CAP and can sponsor an unlimited number of H-1B workers. Summary of key points. Eligibility. Applicants must have a bachelor's degree or equivalent in a specialty occupation, and the employer must sponsor the worker for a position that requires a specialized knowledge. So that is it. And then about the duration, we've said initially it used to be 3 years, but currently somebody has an extension of up to 6 years if you are here on H-1B. Then we are also talking about H-1B cap. There is a yearly cap with the 65,000 visas available, plus 20,000 additional visas for those with a US master's degree. If the cap is exceeded, a lottery determines who will be selected. Employer sponsor requirements. Employers must file a labor condition application, LCA, and attest to meeting wage and working conditions requirement. Then maybe as we wind up on this, we are saying that H-1B visa is a highly sought after visa that enables USA companies to bring in foreign talent in specialty fields, contributing to a wide range of industries from tech to education to healthcare, engineering. So you can see that H-1B is one of the most sought after visa because it enables the US government, the US employers to be able to get foreign workers to come and work in the United States. So we are saying that you are there and you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are a teacher, you are an engineer, you are an IT fellow, then try to look for employers who are able to employ you on H-1B visa and sponsor your visa for you to be able to migrate to the United States. Otherwise, we are saying until then, remember to hit the subscription button, like, share, comment, and as we've always said, let us do this together because that is how we roll it down. Thank you so much.